Flame on. It's Flame on. It's not exactly a revolution. As you know, I'm Dragon Barrows, and it's almost the end of 2016. End of year. It's almost that time where people start writing down lists of things that they're going to do or not do, or improve themselves in one shape or another for the coming year, aka New Year's resolutions. I say no to the New Year's resolution. Before you get all hot and bothered, let me explain to you why. Say no to the New Year's resolution. Everyone knows, and I'm just going off a website that says top 50 New Year's resolutions. One, it says, look where you stand. Made a lot of resolutions last year's New Year's Eve according to how far you have stood by them. It's time you did. Or if not, it's time you did. We do that every single day of the year. Like for me, for instance, I was accused of harassing women. When they had nothing to back that claim, since I was just merely giving them some sort of support. One had been going through mental illness, one had been going through some changes in their life and other such things. I was praying for them, written prayers for them, reworded a few of my favorite song lyrics to include them, and I said, lots of love, your brother in Christ. I now no longer stand with them. And that happened during the year. Even one of them, who I had been an ally with for some years, virtually said, you sexually harassed women and that's it. Therefore, it is saying that she doesn't want to stand with me, therefore I shall not stand with her. It makes sense. The second thing here, it says, accomplish the incomplete. If you feel that the resolutions that made last year and abandoned midway are worth a second shot, give it another chance. That is a load of crap. You can say, just because of either financial reasons, time restraints, commitments that are clashing with what you want to do, you can pick that up. If you dropped it in March of a year, and and you have time in June, you can pick it up in June. You don't have to write down, oh, I need to complete this task or that task or some other task. You can say, if time willing, let me under like for me, I'm a Christian. I say, God willing, and if time permitting, let me finish off with this project. Or let me start and finish this other project. That is what you say, if time permits, if God permits to do these things. Realistic resolutions. Instead of waving dreams in the air, making a resolution that would have significant aid meaning of your life. You can make those sort of things during the year. Like for me, I am planning next year 3 walkathons to raise money for different causes and people that I believe to be of good investment. That is realistic. And I've said that in mid-June, early July this year. I've been training for it instead of saying, oh, that was a realistic resolution, but I've made that decision at least a good few months out, which you can do. Realistically, you can do these things. But to say, this year, this coming up, doing this, and that, without giving any thought to it, you're just putting yourself into a corner. Another one says, monitor progress. Resolve this year to monitor how far you are holding onto your commitment. It will help you hang on. Really. Really? Really? Really, 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 really. Yeah, I'm going on a misathon. Really? 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 Excuse me. Sometimes you make a commitment 1/4 of the way through the year, 1/2 through the year, nearing the last quarter, nearing the last 12th of the year. I mean, the last month of the year. You can make it in the 2nd month of the year. You can make it on the 5th month of the year. And with this, it just says, resolve this year to monitor how far you are holding on to your commitment. It will help you to hang on. Well, that can be mentally detrimental to your health. For instance, to do something that is not good, you're not trying not to do that. No, you matter how much you're doing it, it makes you crave to go onto the thing again. It could be quitting alcohol, quitting smoking. Every day you go, okay, January 1, stop smoking. 2, stop smoking. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you are counting off how many days since you've had your last cigarette. Which could be hell. Mentally destructive to a person's resolve. Same thing with alcohol. Oh, I've spent a couple of weeks without booze. It doesn't help. It doesn't hurt me much. But then it ticks. I love the booze, but hang on. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick. You start getting anxious, then you go, oh, I'm getting nervous. Though this is not Scotch and Coke, or whiskey and Coke, or bourbon and Coke. This is just plain Pepsi. Oh, oh yeah. Or something along those lines. The monitoring that it is hurtful. I've seen it happen to a number of people. Like, I'm one of them. Like, I bite my nails quite frequently, and when I say, oh yeah, I've done this without, hang on, and I bite all my nails off again. Which is a very bad thing to do. Number 5 is what I mentioned previously with the monitoring the progress, quitting an addiction. It will not take you anywhere. Trust us. If you do no, let me see. If it does you no good, why stick to it? It needs seek help of support groups or professionals if you have the will. You shall find the way. To quit an addiction like smoking, drinking, drugs, or a habit like picking your nose, picking your ears, chewing your fingernails, you need to be taught on how to do that. You need to be committed and entrust others. But yet, if you're not willing to trust others, what's the use of saying, "Oh, I'm going to quit an addiction"? And it says if you if needed, seek help of support groups or professionals. sometimes the small the support groups or professionals can make you feel like a total loser if you fall back onto the wagon again, or fall off the wagon, or one of the two. It's not, oh, you're a loser. It is the condescending message. Oh, better luck next time. You see how condescending it is? Another one is back to school. Learning has no age. Pick up where you left off. That's a load of bullshit. Honestly, that's a load of bull. Next year, I would like to learn Arabic and Japanese as second and third languages. And I am already doing something about it. Don't you stay on the first I'm going to start learning something? Why haven't you started already? It doesn't make it. It makes a lot of sense for you to say, "Oh, next year I'm going to go to school. I'm going to be learning something. I'm going to How about doing a little bit of it before the new year? That way, in the new year, you would have built up a routine into going further into your chosen field of learning. Number 7, fit and fitness. Secure a future with fewer trips to the doctor. Exercise. Select a regime that you can stick to. A group activity may add in the element of fun to the routine. Lose some flab, but don't set any target. For the chance you may get demotivated and quit. That's virtually self-explanatory. People say I'm going to lose this much weight in the first few months, and they don't, and they get discouraged, and they move to another thing, and they get to the point where they once were before. Another it says with fewer trips to the doctor. Let me see. If you are a patient that needs some sort of continuous monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, or yearly doctor's appointments with various specialists, with lung, heart, liver, kidney, and digestive, or various combination of them. You are not going to do yourself any favor by saying, oh, look, I've lost everything. So you say, oh, I've lost 5 kilograms. I don't have to see that specialist doctor, or see that specialist doctor, or see some other specialist doctor. I'm doing fine. I'm doing well. Appointed doctor's appointments you cannot get out of, and you can't exactly secure a future with fewer trips to the doctor. The only one who can do that, and that is a doctor. He said, "Oh, need to do this, need to do that, need to do something else." So you go, "All right, blah 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 blah." That's the end of that point. Number 8. Soak up new skills. Learning something new and interesting is always fun. And a value addition too. It goes back to point 6 with going back to school. Life itself is a way to pick up new skills, new ways of doing things. Some time ago, about 6 years ago, I knew nothing of spray painting art. Now, I know a lot about spray painting art. I now know a lot about informal painting. These are the things I gradually got to know throughout just a small 6-year period of my life, as I didn't need to go into such things. You can watch YouTube any time of the year. Find something that you want to learn, then you learn it. As again, it brings me back to the point 6 with going back to school. You don't wait until you see, oh, the 1st of January is coming up. I gotta start making resolutions. Healthy hogging. Think before you put any morsel in your mouth. Occasionally, indulgence should be there. Let's see. It's basically say if it. It's virtually saying back to point 7 with fit and fitness. And it's very hard for for actors. One movie at the beginning of the year needs you to be very muscular and ripped. That means you have to eat a lot more proteins, a lot more vitamins. But then you finish your but then in another role that year you could be given a role that needs you to be a bit more slender, you're not eating that much protein. And after you finish that, you may be involved with a movie that makes you want to that needs you to pack on the pounds or pack on the kilos over here in Australia. Healthy hogging is not exactly for everyone, so thinking before you put another morsel in another mouthful of food in your gob, and occasional indulgence should be there. You can do that, but then you could have something happen to you, happen to a loved one, and you don't think. Which makes this point, number 9 point, quite stupid. It says, lose the loan, pay off any debt you may have, and feel light at heart. Huh. Good in theory, but it comes back to 3 and 4, realistic resolutions and monitoring progress. Lose a loan, go, oh yeah, if I pay this extra amount this time, blah 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 blah. I'll pay it off. Sweet. I'll be fine. I'll be sweet. I can sit back and can do anything that I so wish. Other factors can come in. Redundancy, losing of job, high medical costs may come into play. Funeral payments and other such things may spring up for you to not lose the loan or pay it off. Or pay it completely. And there's also food, bills, and transportation costs. So those sort of expectations is. Another one is stack stress. Sounds easier. It says stack stress. So I'm gonna see. This sounds easier than it actually is. And there is no magic tips. You have to find your own haven. It's like number 3 and number 5 again. Virtually hard to do. You say you're gonna make one, in this case for this video, 2017, a stress-free year. I'm gonna lose a loan. I'm going to be fitter. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. And in trying to do that, you put on more stress onto yourself, which makes you want to pack on the pounds and that. So that also covers number 9 as well. So very little thing to sort of to fire the proverbial stress. Contribute for a cause. That's number 12. Give back to the society is the least we can do to make the world a better place to live in. Various financial causes and things like that. It's like it's quite it rings the truth for number 10 again. You try to give back to society, but then something may take your desire for that cause away. It's just unrealistic to do such things. And contributing to a cause, you have to make sure that you really know what cause you're supporting to make it worthwhile. 13 is treasure your treasures. Splurge is fun, but saving should be the way of living. Plan your future in mind. Relax the grip once in a while for that blissful indulgence, but it should be 1 or 2 annual affair. All good and all, but the blissful indulgence. To quite a lot of people who are unemployed, retired, or on a pension, what blissful indulgences do people like that have? I'm on a carer's pension for my father, and I don't have that much money to be playing around with. I might go to like Big W or Kmart to buy like the DVD packs for $10-15 and have entertainment at home. There's not that much indulgences that normal people can, well, below poverty people can literally do. But there should be treasure what you have. Now that would be a bit more of an obtainable thing to do. And try telling that to someone who has won, let's just say, a couple $100 million of the in like the United States lottery. It's gonna be a 24/7 splurge, you know what I'm saying? That you can't exactly spend all that money. Another one says, liven up your lifestyle. Professional growth is okay, but your personal life requires attention too. Strike a balance. Try doing that when you're unemployed, yada yada yada. Try doing that when you're when you're a businessman trying to do well. Say, oh, I'm going to put every third weekend off so I can spend time with my family. For business personnel, like the higher echelon type people, things will usually get in the way. A proposed hostile takeover or some other such material that you need to, or some hurdle you have to go through. Quite a lot of times it does take up that personal life as well, so you're virtually gone ski there, or gone. Number 15, organize. Make this the key to make life easy. Manage time. Live stress-free. And make a proper to-do list, and you're halfway there. This life is full of chaos. Trying to organize things, you are not going to be particularly allowance. Let me see. Number 15 is literally against number 11. 11 is literally against number 15. and both send liven up your lifestyle to hell. You can have managed everything perfectly, but as I may mention, a redundancy or a death in the family or some weird financial problems and this and the other, being organized, they'll send your organizational skills. You've planned that. You have to make contingency plans, but then that contingency plans will have some sort of failure, and you have to make a contingency plan for a contingency plan for a contingency plan for the contingency plan for the organizational thing that you've already planned for, which is too much of a hassle, too much of a bother. And as a few of my family members have said, and a few of my friends have said, God willing, I'll be able to do this. God willing, I'll be able to do that. God willing, I'll be able to be organized. Which is being truthful. Number 16, it says, have fun with family. That's a bit hard when you don't have family. It says, bonding with the family will add a treasure trove of memories for you to cherish your life. Bull. Reason why bull? Some families you don't want to be a part of. Some families they completely hate each other. They're all out for themselves, each and every single one of them. And trying to forge memories with that, not exactly good for your stressful. Trying to get rid of the stress in your life. Then number 17, it says, wowed by wanderlust. If new places interest you, plan to reach out to them. You may consider including a fund for your trotting in your annual budget. Again, redundancy, deaths, or some sort of increase in insurance premiums and things like that would make you, which would take away money from that fund that you've put together. Adopt a pet. The devotion, love, and loyalty of a pet can never be matched. Feel the bliss by giving one a home. Very hard when one has no room to have a pet. A landlord that refuses living animals on premises, the only animals that they would have, and that's carefully carved and butchered meat. The only thing that comes close to mind, and that's virtual pets, but you can't pat them in that, so you don't have that love and loyalty, especially in Pokemon. Record. It doesn't necessarily have to be a world record. It could be your own set standards. Getting better grades in school, saving more than last year, anything. Again, something you can pick up any time of year. Relive your childhood. Bring back the simplicity in your life. dance in the rain, jump in a puddle, lick a popsicle, just be carefree. Some people would have had traumatic childhood, so reliving your childhood could be something detrimental to your health and added stress to your health. Spice up the mundane, bring sizzle into your daily life, plan a candlelight dinner, bring some fresh flowers to your bedroom. This will make life more beautiful. Not exactly good if you're stuck in such a regimental thing. Nothing against the military forces or sporting personnel or law enforcement personnel. Sometimes when you spice up the mundane, or something spices up the mundane, it does cause some sort of trouble. To make, it says plan a candlelight dinner, burning down there, set fire to certain things. Bring some fresh flowers. You could cause someone to go to the hospital because of some pollen that some allergy that they do not know. So English way. So maybe not fresh flowers, but maybe some plastic ones would be pretty cool. Unleash the angel in you. Get struck by Cupid. Airy fairy stuff. Not that needed. It says unleash an angel. There's nothing better than seeing a smile in someone. Do a bit to stand by people who need support. Every little help matters. Again, why start on January 1st when one can start now? Get struck by Cupid, fall in love. Very hard if you're in a profession that makes it hard for you to fall in love, or even if you're stuck in a regiment where seeing someone that could spark a little bit of love in your romance. This on this one, you could even ring the wedding bells. So very hard with that. It says snooze away to slumberland, catch up on the sleep you lost, and see a beautiful glow back on you. Bid farewell to dark circles for good. Some people say try being a parent, and try being shift workers. So you can't exactly snooze away. Pep up your habit, beautifying wherever you live. Habitat. Easy way to beautify your life is always to have a feel good factor. Very hard if you're depressed. Declutter accumulated junk. This one here is literally a chain for the creative. And the rest of it is just step up, step down, social media activity, but that's a lot of crap. Get a gadget, tame the mane. From vocation to profession. there's just so many more on this list, which is very hard for a lot of people to do. And let's be honest, with a New Year's resolution, no matter if you say, "Oh, I'm gonna not have stress next year," or say that I'm gonna have this sort of job, it's not exactly realistic. And try it's even, what about the now? Now, on this day, it is, well, for me, I have to wait till tomorrow, which is the 30th. What's wrong with the now? Or if you're watching this in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and you want to learn something a bit more about how to do these resolutions, how about starting now? How about if you're going to move somewhere that we can allow pets to be a bit more of your bit more in your finances and that, look for a place where they sell puppies, kittens, or any sort of animal. Be a bit more creative. Do research and be creative before then. If you're going to say that you're going to start saving up at the beginning of the year, what is wrong with starting to save up now? If you're going to say that you're going to lose weight, hello, what is wrong with getting up half an hour earlier? Do some squat, lunges, push-ups and sit-ups. Get a couple of minutes of exercise in. Then you can do a bit of freshening up, then maybe go to work. And that is the year that you are in then, not the year after. If you're going to bring more enjoyment to your life, well, try to find things a bit more joyful to do. If you're gonna make a hobby into a business, why start the year next when you can start the year now? There are just so many things where you can do, and so many things you can, so much time you can actually start doing it. Don't wait for the end of the year. Don't wait the end of one year, beginning of the other. That moment you will paint yourself into such a corner. You end up falling flat on your face if you fail. And lastly on this topic, simply put one foot in front of the other. Burn you later, boys and girls.